We're going into the last ever Bay Bridge series between the Giants and the A's this weekend. So super appropriate that we circle back to that and get out our thoughts on that as we head into the weekend. But what better person to do that with than the East Bay's own Dontrelle Willis? Obviously went on to a phenomenal MLB career and now is with Fox's MLB coverage and Apple TV, and was kind enough to jump on the River Islands guest line right now. And I chatted up a little bit on the way out the door. Dontrelle, thanks for doing it, man. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you for having me. Really, truly, thank you, man.
Yeah, no, thank you for hopping on. Mark Willard, F.P. Santangelo here. What does this mean to you? That this is the last Giants-A's Bay Bridge game this weekend?
Yeah, I'd be lying to say if I wasn't gutted. It's one of those things that you think about especially if you're an avid A's fan. This organization it truly saved my life. I mean, Dave Stewart, it's well documented. It's my hero. And this is a man that calls me Ace. I mean, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? But because of the impact, that they had on the East Bay, I mean, it's our cathedral, and so today I got a chance to call a game at Wrigley Field, and the passion and the joy they have for that organization and the memories they have. I mean, we have all those same memories in that stadium and as well as that parking lot. You know what I mean? And so it's really tough. I tell everybody I wanted to hit like Will Clark and throw like Dave Stewart. And so those are two Bay Area heroes. And so I truly feel gutted for the good people of the East Bay.
I wonder, Dontrelle, in your mind, like, I'll just leave this open-ended. I'm not trying to pin you down here, but like, what in your mind, what led to this?
That's a great question. I mean, I guess you would have to ask what led to the Warriors leaving, what led to the Raiders leaving, once again for a second time. I'm not into politics. I pay my taxes, thank God. You know what I mean? So I can't really answer that, but all I can answer is the people that I know and love that are passionate about these organizations and how much this hurts. So I don't know what led to it. My mom's more political. She's in the union and all that stuff for iron workers. She can tell you all that stuff. I can't tell you it. I can tell you how to throw a backup slider and who I love and who I appreciate, in sports. But the A's were the joy of Oakland, and so that joy is leaving. And so it is just truly painful, to go through that. I'm going to make my way up to the Bay Area just to, take my see my friends and hang out with my mom at the game, because this is truly an organization and really an environment in an area that saved my life. And it inspired a lot of people like me and CC Sabathia to want to be big leaguers and want to be on that field. So that's all I can speak to as far as that. If I was a billionaire, I would put some on it, to try to help them stay. But I just can't, I don't know, but it hurts.
Come on, Dontrelle, you got that kind of glue. Let's go.
Look, I can put some on the concessions, but that's about it. I can freshen up those nachos, but that's about it.
What's up? Do you have one memory, maybe your fondest memory as a kid or as a player playing over there at the Coliseum?
Oh, man. You know what? Pitching in the high school championship there as a freshman, even though we lost to Akalani. I mean, it's the East Bay Cathedral. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as a kid, like, it didn't matter what division you played in, you wanted to make it to the Coliseum. That was the goal. You know what I mean? And so I still have Coliseum dirt in my garage that I stole, as a freshman playing for Incidentals. I still have it in my garage. And so, you know what I mean? The atmosphere, the vibe, to see people that you know and love be able to see, you play at a high level, it's everything. And so, I got a chance to pitch there and see my family and see my mom yelling on the stands like she's at a regular, AAU high school basketball game and stuff like that. It was just fun. And so it still has that environment for the Oakland A's, and that's sad because, they have some talented players moving forward.
Alameda's own Dontrelle Willis, MLB great, now covering the game, Apple TV, Fox Sports, all of that, joining us here on 95.7 The Game. Dontrelle, what do you think the player perspective is on the idea of playing in a minor league ballpark next year?
they're hot about it. They won't say it, but I mean, you call it the show for a reason. Sandy knows what I mean by that. I mean, this is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and women now. You know what I mean? And so you look across the Bay, especially being an East Bay person, you see what happens when you build a beautiful facility, you know what I mean, like Oracle, and see how it changes the infrastructure and the jobs and what have you. So it's not just about having a beautiful facility, but it helps others as well. And so, we want some of that. We deserve some of that. And so that's where I believe some of the bitterness comes from the East Bay, because look at all the talented players that have been in A's uniforms. I mean, not just, Bay Area talented, but nationally known. I mean, so it's truly, truly unfortunate that they're leaving like this and really playing in a minor league stadium, because it's a show for a reason.
You walk in to your first big league ballpark and it's like Hoosiers. You can walk up. I remember the first time I walked up from the hot dog stand at Wrigley Field up the 4 stairs and where you were today, and you see Wrigley Field for the first time and you're like, I'm in the big leagues. Or wherever you go. Can you imagine getting called up? That's the part I have a trouble with, getting called up to Sacramento. And that's your first big league game, and you're looking, and it's not a big league ballpark. It doesn't have the third deck. It's not a cathedral, as Dontrelle's been talking about. So I don't know, maybe they build a stadium there eventually, Dontrelle, but I'm sure the players are really having a tough time with that. And if that's your home field for 81 games, that's going to be tough for the players. And Dontrelle's right. They can't really come out and say it.
Sure.
They stay on the back of the plane drinking a beer, or when they're out at the hotel bar after a game, but they can't say it publicly. They can't.
No, because the bottom line is you want to stay in the big leagues. You know what I mean? and that's just the bottom line, and what have you. And there's a lot of people trying to develop their careers. I mean, people have fought all their lives to try to get in this situation. And I'm super proud of just the way they're playing right now amongst all this. I mean, I played in Miami for a majority of my career, and there was always talk about a new stadium being built, and we were playing in a football stadium. Man, I was just trying to get Jim Tomei out. You know what I mean? Like, I was just trying to get Jimmy Rollins out, and you know what I mean, and Ryan Howard. You know what I mean? I was just trying to compete at the highest level. You know what I mean? So, they think about it, they hear the rumblings, but the bottom line is they still have a job to do for themselves, for the organization, and for their families.
Dontrelle, I don't know where this is going, but does the idea of Major League Baseball in Vegas make sense to you?
It's tough because it's so damn hot. So the stadium better be, you know what I mean? Even if you want to have that retractable dome, if you want to have that energy, how are you going to sustain, that as far as, you see the basketball team doing well. You see the hockey team doing well. But, can baseball sustain it, inheriting another team? Now, I'm a diehard Raiders fan, so you see the success that they're having down there as far as, like, the attendance and what have you. So I think that's what they're banking on. And so there's a lot of people moving out in Vegas. I live in Arizona. There's a lot of people moving into those desert-type cities that are growing so fast. So if you build it to a capacity that's controllable, I'm sure it has a chance to work, but I don't care about that. I'm from the Bay Area. I was born in Oakland. I grew up in Alameda. I feel like our fans, the citizens, deserve a new ballpark and some ball club to cheer for.
It's crazy, man. Oh, by the way, Raiders fan, huh? Why didn't they do more at the quarterback position in the offseason?
See, you're crossing the line. You're crossing the line right now. You know what I mean? You're crossing the line. I can hear that Niner. I can hear that Niner energy coming out of your mouth, but that's okay. We have a chance, okay? I'm a diehard, okay? So I appreciate that, but don't ever disrespect me on this call ever again.
Hey, I'm just fresh. Listen, I'm fresh off of Netflix documentaries, and Devontae Adams does not look happy, Dontrelle.
You know what, though? I like my receivers angry. They're going to run the routes harder, though. You know what I mean? It's nice. Let me tell you something. As nice as Jerry Rice was, when he stepped on that toe, he was in and out of that block. And listen, I want my receivers angry and running those routes at a high level.
Dontrelle, before you go, man, I just want to tell you you're doing a good job, man. Great job. Just keep being you on the air. I watched today. You did a great job on the Apple broadcast. Just keep being you, dude. You do a fantastic job as an analyst.
Hey, thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys, man. Have a good night, man. Appreciate it.
You as well. Dontrelle, actually, hey, before you hang up, do you have a message to other East Bay sports fans?
Right now, I'm still grieving. You know what I mean? And I understand. I'm with them. Keep rooting for the players. You know what I mean? Because it's not their fault. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean? They're playing their hearts out. They're doing everything they can with the Oakland, iconic Oakland A's uniform on them. Just keep rooting for the players, and I get it. I understand. Trust me, I'm with them on ground zero, but nevertheless, it's not the players' fault, and they got some talented players on the roster that need to be celebrated.
Thank you so much for coming on our show, man.
No problem. Thank you, guys. Take care.
Okay. Wow, what a ton of fun he is.
Yeah.
Dontrelle Willis.
He keeps it real on the broadcast, too. He doesn't turn into broadcaster guy. He just talks. It's great.
It is really cool. Yeah. Really cool. That was that was fun. That was fun.
It's a good way to end a week.